Hello, I'm Chris Cuomo. Thank you for the company. Now, a little disclaimer, okay? Proud to be at NewsNation, okay? But everybody's got to make their own witness in the times that we live in. And I am not like many people in my business. And there's a lot of diversity of opinion, but I think transparency demands that the people who come at you forward-facing in the media tell you straight what they know and how they feel, okay? I have been telling you that there are conversations going on since the debate that were not going on before, but what you saw Thursday night was a surprise to no one. There is hype and opportunism involved in what's going on right now, okay? The right seeded these stories, and Biden gave him an opportunity to by sucking. But his team knows, the Democratic Party knows, most of you know that Biden is not sure-footed, literally or figuratively, when it comes to debating or spontaneity. We all know that. So what is this new flush? Please, just hold it there. What is this new flush? The new flush is the demand for new. And again, Biden gave them an opportunity. And there have always been members of the party who are not happy with Biden, especially on the progressive left. The idea that he is catering to them is only a little true. They don't want Biden. They would much rather have Kamala Harris. He's not a real progressive as far as they're concerned. But you have to see this for what it is. Two things are true at the same time. Biden is weak. He has diminished capacity. You have a sick man versus a bad man. You have two bad choices. But the fervor of the new and driving a narrative is something that is very hard for the media to resist because it doesn't resist it. It exaggerates it. And that's what you're getting right now, and we keep making the same mistake. We made it during the Russia probe. We made it during the impeachments. We make it during wars. We make it during everything. We overdo it because of the exigency of more and filling time and advancing the story. I am not sold that Biden is out. We will know more when we talk to a governor who was in the room where it happened with Biden today. They don't send out Hochul, a governor of New York State, all right, one of the jewels in the Democratic crown, Wes Moore, the face of the future of that party. They don't send those people out to say things where they're going to be embarrassed. The media was not happy with the support offered. Why? It's not the story they want to drive. Why? Because it's more interesting if Biden's out. See it. It's the game. Now, are others going to say differently than these three did? Yup. But does it mean that they can make something happen? No. Tonight, we will debate Biden's destiny with two Democrats who have very different views, so you'll understand where they're coming from. One is a master political tactician. The other is a master debater. And you'll get both sides within that party. But first, enough of the nasty and the negative, the forced negative. Let's do some forced positive. This is my favorite time of year, except for Thanksgiving. But in terms of what we celebrate as a people, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, I respect them. There's a gravity to them. This one is different. I'm pumped for the 4th of July every year, but especially this year. I am a proud American, okay? I'm not embarrassed to say that, and I know people will come at me. That's fine, that's your right, but it doesn't make you right. So I have a little celebratory cerebral offering. 4 bits of food for thought. 1, we are a nation born of fire, a nation of fighters for independence, and then what to do with it. That free will. We've been fighting ever since for rights, opportunity, sectarian struggle, to be left alone, to be a more perfect union. Remember, America is an experiment. It is not France. It is not the UK. It is not Germany. It is not Syria. We are a work in process, in flux, about struggle. We are doing something no one else in the world would even try. And so we are often in conflict at home and abroad. So this is not abnormal. This is what we are. Two, we've been through so much worse than our current division. Could you imagine living in the 60s, the 1960s, or the 1860s? The world wars, the Great Depression, the incredible violence and discord that defined our struggle to become the United States. Could you imagine a real civil war? We talk about it. It's going to be a civil war. No, there isn't. Number three, your disposition toward our political reality has a large degree of choice attached to it. I choose to appreciate that we have a fight over this democracy on our hands. This is ultimately going to be good for us. People should tell you where they stand. There should be transparency in the media. You want to know that I can be fair. You should not believe that I have no opinions or no preferences, that there is something called objectivity. Human beings aren't objective, they're subjective. But are you fair? Are you fair? Can you be impartial? So I choose to appreciate what this country affords. And of course, what I have in my life. We are too attuned to grievance. And that only benefits the parties and power players that practice divide and conquer. We have to stop helping them hurt us. We share so much more than what separates us in America. We have such similar concerns. Different race, creed, place, face, it doesn't matter. We care about our families. We care about our future. We care about opportunity, right? We care about the same things. The media and all this upset, it's got two sources. Frustration that Biden's going to lose. This is a big election. People are really afraid of Trump and what he suggests about what he's going to do with power. Now, I don't buy all of it because I think he's just a big mouth. And I saw what he did the first time. Drain the swamp, deep state, build the wall. He didn't do any of those things. But there's also a desire for negativity, and it is what sells stories. Negativity is a proxy for insight. The media craves the new and the negative more than anything else. The most dangerous place to be is between the media and where it wants a story to go. And right now, the narrative is for Biden to go. They will juice that story until you have so many members of the party say enough, stop, and they start to shame the media that it will stop. Or the momentum, the energy of the coverage could motivate more unrest within the party. And that's not the media's fault. If the Democrats decide to take this opportunity and make a move on Biden, that's on them. Doesn't matter who pushes you. You start throwing punches, the fight's on you, right? Not on the person who said, go get him, go get him. But see it for what it is, okay? That is the job. But it also can be exaggerated. And I think that's what's happening right now. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.